Good morning, welcome to the channel. Welcome to part 2 of the Fox Body Mustang rear wheel install. Today, hopefully we have all of our parts together and we're going to start trying to get this thing buttoned up, get these wheels bolted on, and see how this is going to turn out.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we get to put the new axles in. Is it in the right length?
Yeah, a little bit out.
This way?
A little bit further in. It's right in between. There.
Only when it's in. Put the C-clips back in.
Try to pull it through.
We good on that one?
It's stuck in there.
Okay, so that one's in?
That one's in.
Okay, let's go to the other side. This is the easy part here. Just sliding the shafts back in. Inspecting these for wear. Looks like these look pretty good. Where the don't see any grooves where the bearing ride's in there. So I think we're gonna be good to go here. Be careful not to damage that seal.
A little further in.
You see it? You see the groove? Cole's inserting the C-clips.
Push it in a little further. And pull it back. Perfect.
You're in? Okay. Now put your pin back in. Alright, so now that the C-clips are in, we basically insert this pin up in there. That prevents the axles from walking in. We'll keep your C-clips retained. Then we'll put this bolt back in. This little 5/16 or 8mm head keeper bolt. Then we'll get that bolt tightened up, and then we'll be able to start putting the pan back on. Alright, so I'm going to install these NASCAR-inspired Raybestos R300 brake rotors, developed in partnership with Joe Gibbs Racing, because this Mustang just might be as fast as a NASCAR Cup car. Probably not. Can always hope, though. Alright, now let's find the caliper. So here's the rotor and new caliper bolted into place, just mimicking the SN95 setup. The two most challenging things, probably the least challenging of those two things, is going to be the brake lines here. The lines on the axle, no problem there. That is not a problem to figure it out. But the park brake cables to get the park brake are completely different than the drum brake. So I don't know if we can use cables out of a Fox Turbo Coupe, or if we can use cables maybe out of like maybe a 93 Fox Body Cobra, which was a 5-lug rear disc car, I'm thinking. So that could be the another option. So we'll keep you updated on which route we decide to go. These are always the funnest parts of any job. It's always the job my dad gave me too.
Of course.
And then I would take it into him like 3 times and he'd go, nope, it's not good enough. Hospital clean. Needs to be hospital clean. I'd go, and back out in the garage.
You would do it the Kiara.
Alright, moment of truth time. With SN95 brakes and axles, will these wheels fit? They're on there. I think the kicker shock may have to be eliminated. But I think as far as sticking out of the car, I think they're going to be perfect. They're right flush with the wheel well. Now we'll have to see what it looks like when we set the car down, but I think that 5/8 of an inch is what we needed. Okay, so, oh, it's going to be hard to see in there, but we are up against the hub, but we are right up against that that kicker shock. But we do have, it looks like we are going to have adequate clearance on the inside. It appears way away from the shock. I'm thinking we may have to lose the kicker shocks though, or find a different solution there. Something that's not so thick. See, this has like a big plastic body on it. I don't know if that can be removed or not. But at any rate, it looks like with these SN95 axles, it looks like we are going to have a wheel that fits and not going to be too far outside the fender either.
Probably doesn't work, but so. Tighten this one down.
Putting this back together, we're installing some 8-way adjustable KYB AGX shocks. Whatever the 8 selections do, I have no idea, but the knob looked really cool, so we went ahead and we'll put them on there. They kind of match the car. I don't know if you can set these for maybe stiffer launch, for better, for less anti-squat when you're taking off, but anyway, there they are, working on that now. Then we just got to get these brakes bled, and I was going to say Blake's bled. Get those brakes bled, and then we'll be able to put those tires on there and see how this thing is going to sit with these 10.5-inch wide wheels on the ground. Of course, this car is not lowered. We're going to see if we have enough clearance to maybe lower it a little bit when we get it on the ground, but that remains to be seen. Cole's here burning the old midnight oil, trying to slam shocks in the Fox body. We still got to bleed it and get it on the ground, and we are losing daylight.
That's gonna be tomorrow.
Darn this daylight savings time thing here, where it's darn near close to 50 degrees. So we'll finally get a chance to get back out on this Mustang, get these brakes bled, get the differential filled up, charging up the battery, and see if we can get this thing on the ground and get it fired up. And maybe, just maybe, at the end of this video, there'll be a burnout. So we got Cale in position to do the brake pumping. He's got his trusty canine in the back seat there, who's ready to go for a ride. Alright, still working that air out of there.
Again.
Holding.
Pumping it up. We're going to pump you up.
Holding.
Now we might have to take a little bit to get
Alright, Cale, pump it.
fluid to this side.
Holding.
There it is. Pump it.
Gonna take a while this way, but pump, pump, pump. 75 140 with friction modifier. Alright. Final fitment of the wheels. Got the rear end full. We can set this thing back down on the ground and see what she's gonna look like. Alright, finally time to get this thing off the jack stands. Skies have held off, hasn't rained. There she blows. Torquing these babies up to 100 foot-pounds in a star pattern, of course. So there she is, wheels on it. Fitment pretty good. I think we still got room to throw like a 1-inch lowering spring in it too. Got clearance on the exhaust. So all in all, I'm gonna call it a win. 10.5-inch wide wheels on a Fox body Mustang without beating the fenders in. Required SN95 axles. 94 to 98 axles. Converted it to the disc brakes of the SN95 while we were at it.
I have full pump.
Fuel pump cycles. There she goes. Time under its own power in over a year. Well, there it is. We promised burnouts. The Mustang is alive. So rear disc brake, big tire install is complete. Thank you for watching. Watch for future updates on this car. We're going to tackle the 5-lug conversion on the front. As soon as we get that done, we'll have some more footage on this car for you. We'll show you what the steps it takes to do the front 5-lug conversion, so we can actually get matching wheels on the car. And should have that done this spring, so we're ready for some car meets this summer. Again, we thank everybody for watching. Drop any comments below, suggestions, what we did wrong in the bottom. Stay tuned for more full-size Ford.